Greetings, I'm Hondo, and this is my review of the Spruce Effects Junior Ranger Series Volcanoes. I'm going to go through the sound clips and then through the controls and my impressions. And the first round of sound clips has nothing on it. And then the second round, I'm going to run everything through an 8x10 impulse response from Shiftline. And all of the sound clips for the beginning are going through this Seuf 0816 just on the neck pickup. And there's a lot of sound clips, but I highly recommend listening to all of them because there's a pretty big variance in sound throughout these clips. So check it out. So as far as the controls are concerned, on the top left you have the master volume knob, then in the middle you have the scoop knob, which controls the mid presence, and as you heard earlier, this one makes a huge difference on bass. Then to the right of that you have the character knob. This one's way more subtle. I typically had this one at like noon or kind of all the way counterclockwise, and it does change the feel of like the upper mids and the treble a bit, so sometimes it can soften it up if it's being a little bit too harsh. On the next row, you have the gain knob, which kind of starts out pretty high gain right away, and then just gets higher and higher gain, and it just goes absolutely crazy and sounds blown out up at the top, which is a really fun effect. And then the last knob is the depth control, and this controls how much low end and low mids are going into the signal, and this can really make a big difference if you want to like thicken up the sound a little bit. And this knob I typically had either at noon or just maxed completely out. So Spruce Effects sent this pedal over to me to check out, and admittedly when I first played it, I did not fall in love with it. Kind of just like left everything at noon and didn't really mess with the controls too much and kind of just like expected it to just sound good right away. So I kind of set it aside for a day or two, but when I came back to it, the volume knob on my bass was a little bit lower than normal, and it ended up changing the character of the sound quite a bit, which is why in the sound clips you saw that a lot of the clips had the volume all the way up and then kind of reduced a little bit, because it really changes the character of the pedal. And that kind of is a example of like what type of pedal this is. If you experiment with it and really mess with the controls and kind of mess with the signal flow, you can get some really nice sounds out of it. For instance, the sound that I got in the intro, once I kind of dialed my volume knob back a little bit and then scooped the mids a little and turned up the fuzz a bit and kind of turned down the output gain totally and like got like a nice healthy signal. The sound that I got out of that was like immediately inspirational, and I wrote the intro track in like 2 minutes. So if you're willing to put in the work with this thing, it will definitely reward you for what you put into it. So it's not going to be, kind of like utility, do everything kind of fuzz pedal. But if you're looking for something different and you're willing to put the time in, this is definitely something that I would pay attention to. And also, it's only $119. So it's, it's from the Junior Ranger series from Spruce, which is all their more affordable pedals. There's a couple of features that would be super awesome if they could be added without increasing the price. And that would be kind of like a good clean blend and maybe like a high cut. Because if it had those two things, it would be kind of like a super versatile pedal as well as a very unique one. But also know that costs money, and I would rather it be a cheap pedal that more people can get than just to have those two features. But overall, if you're looking for something that can get some really interesting like vintage-esque type fuzz sounds but also do wild like synthy type stuff, this is definitely a pedal I would pay attention to. So I could keep rambling on about this pedal for a while, honestly, but I think you already got the most important part. So instead of making the video longer, I'm just going to leave you with a couple of extra sound clips. And the first sound clip is a combination of the dry signal from my 0816 and the volcanoes, and then I put them both through an impulse response, which is the same one that I used in the sound clips earlier. And this is kind of what I was going for when I mentioned possibly having like a clean blend on the pedal, because if you could have this type of sound in the pedal without having to like mix two different signals, it would be awesome. The other thing that I did, since the pedal excels at getting kind of really synthy sounds, I ran my Broughton Audio Subsonic through the volcanoes and then into the Fractal VP4. And I added in a stereo chorus, and I used the filter pedal to get some of those like wah wah, like John Davis and Nerve style, kind of like dubstep, or not dubstep, drum and bass sounds, and did like a little 10-second clip. So you're about to hear that in a second. And I used this bass for that, which is my brand new Jones Musical Instruments Mach-II. And I absolutely love this thing, and I'll be reviewing it soon. So if you don't want to miss that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. And while you're down there, don't forget to check out the affiliate links and the link to my Discord. It would be really cool to have you come hang out over there. But that's about it. Let me know what you think of these sounds down in the comment section below. And until next time, I hope you're staying happy and staying healthy, and take it easy.